This video is dedicated to Dale Dufay and Ismael Perez, Dolores Cannon, and IPS, Penguinati Society, for helping me decipher the Mandela Effect. The Mandela Effect is not about changes. Stop wasting your time looking for changes. They're differences, not changes. Hold on to your hats. I have a surprise for you.
String theory takes you before the Big Bang, before Genesis itself. And what does string theory say? It says that there is a multiverse of universes.
Simply put, the quantum entanglement is the basic foundation of life. And though our different realities vary and some may not exist, the historic outcome remains the same, and that the quantum entanglement must be and is maintained as much as possible, and that there are bound to be hiccups. And that's why we see the variety in the things we, like in logos and things.
Hiccups means differences. Down the rabbit hole.
Half of the world's population experienced something that never happened.
The Mandela Effect
Is an unusual phenomenon described as when a large chunk of people believe an event occurred when it did not.
I don't know if I sound stupid or not, but how can you remember something of a memory and you clearly remember it happening then that never happened? That's impossible. Well, I'm glad I'm so stupid because I didn't go to college. Well, good thing I didn't because I saved a lot of money.
Conspiracy theorists believe it is due to interdimensional connections. Number 1. Mandela's demise. After Nelson Mandela's demise in 2013,
Don't be a Stavely. This is proof that for 15 years, since the year 2008, people have been stuck on changes. The Mandela Effect is a very spiritual event. Don't miss out on it.
a large chunk of people swore Mandela passed away in the 1980s, and they vividly remember watching the funeral processions. This idea of collective false memory came to be recognized as the Mandela Effect. Examples of this idea exist everywhere, mostly in pop culture.
Don't believe these demons telling you you have a false memory. That's a lie. Your memory is correct. Trust your memories.
Number 2. Looney Tunes. A lot of people claim that
This is what Satan is making people
and the logo
be stuck on changes so they can waste their time and stop looking for the spiritual world.
This has never been the case, and the logo was always spelled as Tunes, T-U-N-E-S. This still has most people confused because their accounts differ from the truth. And it's not like these people are limited to a single region or nationality. Rather, people from all over the world are describing the same false experience.
Brian Stavely found a German attack, Queensland. How did it happen 6 months after Black Tom? Here is a news story that I never heard about. The Queensland explosion in New Jersey. 2 German spies, 6 months after Black Tom, destroyed the city. Like Nazis were winning on this earth. Look at this damage. This is found by Brian Stavely. Black Tom was about 2 years ago. How come he never reported this until now? That's because we're on another earth that has a different past history that we don't recognize. This is the Queensland explosion 100 years ago. And I never studied this in school or in history books until Brian Stavely mentioned it. But to me, this is evidence we're on a different earth. Look at all that damage.
Man. Most people claim that the Monopoly Man wore a monocle, when in fact the truth is the complete opposite. The company never designed the old man wearing a monocle, yet a large majority swears to have seen him wear one. How could it be that such a specific feature of the beloved character could be wrongfully assumed by so many people? Number 4. Snow White Mirror Scene.
I believe the Mandela Effect is going to get rid of the religion. It's showing me how to be spiritual and believe in Supreme Creator. And don't forget, the Mandela Effect is going to rewrite history, and all the science books are going to have to be rewritten because they're all wrong.
Do you remember the infamous line, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," from the Disney animated film Snow White? Well, if you listen closely, the Wicked Queen actually said "magic mirror on the wall," yet most people only remember the former. Number 5. Luke, I'm your father. Anyone that has seen Star Wars remembers the scene with Darth Vader telling Luke Skywalker, "Luke, I'm your father."
I remember Luke, I am your father, because I watched it about 100 times at the movies with my kids.
However, that is not actually what he said. The film only has Darth Vader saying I'm your father, but people specifically remember the mention of Luke in that sentence. So what are the possible explanations for this phenomenon? Well, most doctors suggest confabulation is the cause. Confabulation is described as most people believing a lie to be the truth unintentionally.
So this doctor's psychiatrist, the reason Star Wars movie has a different line is because the creators on this earth made a different choice, because we all have free will. Each earth has its own history, his own Bible, and new logos, not changed. They're saying that we're lying to ourselves and we're misremembering something that never happened. It did happen on my planet. I saw it for myself. How can they tell me I'm lying to myself?
However, other people argue that this effect is clear evidence for the existence of parallel universes, and each individual experiences dimensional shifts. This causes some people to have lived in a world with such differences compared to ours. There is no scientific evidence for this.
My memory is the missing link. My memory is the proof. I am the evidence. I am the missing link that the scientists were looking for. Everyone in the community from the Mandela Effect is the proof that the parallel universes exist, or the spiritual world. They're looking for the answers. Yes, there's life after death. There is no dying. Our spirits go on forever. And the Mandela Effect is discovering a lot of things that the scientists and religious groups don't know about. So don't miss out. Please try to get out of the cult of changes.
but the idea is very strongly believed by conspiracy heads. So could we really always be in communication with other universes? Or is this just another inexplicable phenomenon that some people stretch too far?
Here we go, down the rabbit hole. I got some bad news for this lady. Her real husband is on another Earth. An Earth with an orange sun, not white. Here's a little slideshow from Tony. He has a YouTube channel called God Rules. God Rules. He has a lot of good information. Check out his channel and look at all these buildings and giant penguins from Peru. If you don't believe we're on another Earth, check this out. That's a penguin egg. That's a giant skeleton on the floor. So all of a sudden we got giants everywhere. And they're black and white, so they're very old pictures. They're not fake. If you've never seen these pictures before, that means you're new on this earth. I don't think they had Photoshop at these black and white pictures.